and there came the bullets, and the bomb, and the terrorists.
Hey, Matthew!
Yes, Merc?
Do you like jazz?
Did you watch B-Movie?
Think fast!
Oh! Well, but this doesn't have jazz in it! Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to Retsnobs! Let me ask you a question. Have any of you ever heard of Neil Diamond? Neil Diamond. He wrote that one Shrek song. I kid. It was that one Monkey song. But seriously, Neil Diamond wrote I'm a Believer. He also wrote Red Red Wine, which was covered by UB40. I started getting into his music when I started going to college. I had seen a review for his version of The Jazz Singer back in high school, but never decided to watch the film. But one day I had money burning a hole in my pocket, so I decided to buy the DVD along with the successful soundtrack album. I watched the film, and I had no idea how to feel about it. Even today, I'm not sure how I feel. Yosel Jess Rabinovich is a cantor with a wife named Rivka, and they both live with his father. Jess spends his free time writing songs for his friend Bubba's band. One night, one of the members is arrested, so Jess fills it. Jesus Christ! Somehow, the crappy disguise actually works. That is, until our good friend Winston blows Jess's cover. A fight ensues, and Jess's father bails them out of jail. He wants Jess to follow a tradition, and Jess almost does. That is, until Bubba calls him from LA. He gave Jess's demos to a big-time record producer, and they like his songs. They want Jess to be there for 2 weeks, and he needs to be there tomorrow. Despite protests from his wife and father, Jess goes to LA. When he gets there, he meets a woman named Molly. When he gets to the recording studio, he finds that they've taken the song Love on the Rocks and made it faster. When Jess shows this guy how the song should be done, both he and the band are fired. Jess, Molly, and the band drown their sorrows with a party. Before Jess can even leave, Molly convinces him to stay for the 2 weeks to build his career. As the 2 weeks are almost up, Jess gets his first club gig, which leads to him becoming the opening act for Zane Grey. Jess invites Rivka to the show, which she declines. After some convincing from Jess's dad, she goes and watches from backstage as Jess steals the show. After the show, his wife gives him an ultimatum. Come home with her, or he'll lose her. Jess decides to further his career, and Rivka pulls a Batman. Question is, do they actually get divorced? What will Jess's father think about it? Will he tell Jess about his time as a vampire hunter? The music is fantastic. The big hit singles Love on the Rocks, Hello Again, and America are incredible songs. I also love the songs You Baby, Amazed and Confused, and Hey Louise. The music really is the best part of the film, much like the music of Purple Rain. The performance scenes, for the most part, are also incredible. They capture Neil Diamond the performer perfectly, giving you an idea of what it was like to see a Neil Diamond concert at the time. Lucy Arnaz is the best main actor in this movie. Unlike other actors in this film, she does a great job with every scene she's in, and plays well off of Neil. Also, Molly is just a good character.
He's just kidding around, right?
No, they're doing it for real.
What can you do in 2 weeks?
Oh, you're right. It takes 3 weeks to become a superstar. Pretend you don't know me.
I don't.
I'm not your problem, Rivka. That's your problem.
I like the last scene between Jess and his father. In my opinion, it contains Neil Diamond's best acting of the film. Same goes for Laurence Olivier. Laurence is able to express so much without saying a word, and Neil plays the scene naturally.
You used to tell me you gotta know where you come from to know where you're going. Well, I know where I come from. I know where I'm going now. I gotta do this on Zane's show tomorrow night. First TV shot, you guys are gonna make me look like an idiot.
Blackface in general is terrible. Even in 1980, it was a bad idea. So, whose bright idea was it to do this to Neil Diamond? I've heard that was done as a tribute to the original film. They seriously couldn't think of anything else?
Wait a minute. You ain't heard nothing yet.
In case you're wondering, Jess is filling in for a missing member of the band. Here's a bright idea. maybe you should just let Jess perform without the makeup. Multiracial bands were not a new concept. Prince's band at the time was multiracial. Heck, Sly and the Family Stone did it in the late 60s. So a white guy in a black band probably wouldn't be shocking in 1980. Let's move on. This is Neil Diamond's first acting role, and I'm not entirely sure that he's terrible. He's not great, but he's never acted before. Sometimes his performance is actually good.
Yeah, if it's not so terrible, why all the sneaking around?
Because you think it's terrible.
You're the one that's changed.
You're damn right I've changed. I finally found out where I belong. It's not back there, it's here.
Look here, you sitting down?
What do you mean you're sitting down? What's going on?
Just sit down.
All right, I'm sitting. Tell me.
But at the same time, he's a bit wooden and generally underacts.
You know, Jess, you ought to come out there with us and take your shot.
No, not this time, Bubba. This time I gotta walk the straight and the narrow. I really am a cantor. I come from a family of cantors. 5 generations. Been a cantor Rabinovich. I know what you believe. I've tried to live up to it, Pop. I swear I've tried to live up to it, but I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore.
Honestly, Prince was better in Purple Rain. Like Neil Diamond with this film, Purple Rain was Prince's first film. Maybe I like Prince more because he does more performing than Neil Diamond does in The Jazz Singer. So despite some shining moments, Neil Diamond's limited acting ability holds the film back. But it could be worse. He could be Laurence Olivier. I'll never forget when I reviewed The Cat in the Hat, I said, "I'd rather see Laurence Olivier be a ham sandwich in The Jazz Singer than watch Mike Myers butcher this role." I must have been insane. I'd rather watch Mike Myers devour his scenery than watch Sir Larry do whatever he was doing in this film. If Neil Diamond underacts, Larry overacts.
A family of cantors. There must be a reason. It's got to make sense.
Pop. It's 2 weeks. I have to go out there for 2 weeks.
No, you must come home with me now before you forget everything you were ever born to be.
Please.
You think it's an accident that you can sing? God gave you your voice for his use, not yours.
All right, Pop, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir!
Stop!
Come on!
Pop, please, for once in your life, would you listen to me?
But it's not just his overacting that bothers me. What's up with his accent? It sounds like Tommy Wiseau trying to do a Jewish accent.
It's not tough enough being a Jew?
What makes you say that?
In your own words, yes, sir. What's so terrible?
You must be kidding, aren't you?
No.
Why did he even do this film? Wait, I remember. He did it for the money. You know how Nicolas Cage will do anything? That's because he's doing it for the art. Larry was doing it for the money. It's like what our good pal Winston once said.
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Now to be fair, Laurence Olivier's general health was not good. That might be the reason he made such creative decisions. Maybe he was trying to leave his family some money before he died. But even with all that in mind, Laurence Olivier's performance still isn't good. He and Neil may have that one great scene, but that's all, sadly. I hate Rivka. I really do. Unlike Mal from Inception, who is mostly a perception of Cobb's own negative feelings, Rivka is just trying to hold Jess back because she's afraid of change.
Maybe you can break away from it, but I don't want to.
I should have taken you out of that apartment years ago. You sound like my father.
I've always been like him.
We didn't need 2 people trying to hold Jess back. His father was good enough. But no, let's give Jess a wife that complains about his dreams.
What do you want to hear?
I don't know,
Why is this film called The Jazz Singer? No one in this film plays jazz music. It's rock music. It's good music, but it's not jazz. How can Jess be a jazz singer if he doesn't sing jazz? They could have called this film The Entertainer, and it would have been a better fit. They could have even done the Billy Joel song of the same name. Speaking of already existing songs, why didn't this film use any of Neil Diamond's back catalog? I'm not saying that the film should have been a full-blown Neil Diamond jukebox musical, though that's not a bad idea. But what I am saying is that the producers could have picked a couple Neil Diamond classics for this film. For example, when Jess is wandering around the country, instead of performing You Are My Sunshine, he could have done I Am I Said. Actually, maybe this should have been a musical, like Singing in the Rain or Rocket Man, with some songs as in-world performances, and some songs as characters singing their thoughts and feelings. That would have made it for a great film. Someone should do that. Okay, one more thing I would like to mention. Ernie Hudson is in this movie. He's the guy that points out that Jess is white at the club. So all those Winston bits make more sense now. And yes, Ernie Hudson is great in a small part. It's so small that I've probably used all the footage with him in it.
Could I have something with a little bit more boom, boom, boom?
I wanted to like this movie, I really did. Lucy Arnaz does a great job. The music and performance scenes are excellent, and the last scene between Justin and his father is good. But sadly, the performances from Neil Diamond and Laurence Olivier hold this film back for me. The blackface doesn't really help, and Rivka is a pointless obstacle that didn't need to be there. I'm sure there are people that like this film, and there is stuff to like in this film, but it isn't enough for me to like it. If you like this film, tell me why in the comments below. I'd like to hear what you think. Thank you all for watching, I'll see you next time. Jazz attack! This better have something to do with jazz, Merc.
Have you?
Run!
You listen to that playback. Play it.
How happy you made me, oh man. Well, you came and you gave.
Stop.
Hey, I'm the guy out front there. Remember that?
There was this cat I knew back home where I was bred. He never listened to a single thing his mother said. He never used a litter box, he made a mess.
Why are you doing this?
Why they sent him to a
But that ain't
vet to
the
cut
kid.
off all his bow.